such a calm head, isn't he? And it's interesting that you asked him that question about the type of captain that he is, because he doesn't seem to be the shouty one,
thought you were going to mention about the wage increase. That's the question you were going to allude.
Trying my best to keep my smile in, because I've seen so much of Declan's career at every stage, and now to turn around and say I've seen your first Champions League goal tonight. Just tell me how you're feeling. Did you almost miss it, by the way?
I'm so annoyed, honestly, because I had the same position against Man United in the cup and I missed, and then the same there. So look, I'm getting in the right positions when I play 8. She scored a good goal in the first half, but I'm annoyed I didn't get a second. You know, that's where I've got to be a bit more clinical. But to get my first Champions League goal, I think it's been obviously taken me 2 seasons, but I'm so happy, and yeah, hopefully many more to come.
I heard all the talk about a striker, but I heard also the talk from you guys internally about sharing that collective responsibility about scoring. So there's opportunities like tonight and you getting on the goal sheet, in terms of Martin on getting on the goal scoring sheet as well. Is that important in terms of...
Yeah, it's so important. I think the manager, he's been on us really hard about midfielders arriving, because so many goals can come from there. It's down to us, you know, to make up that extra 5-10 yards, and Martin obviously did there right at the end of the game. I did for the header, so we've got to keep arriving there, but everyone's contributing, and look, it was an important win tonight. You know, it's been a really positive Champions League campaign, so we've got one more to go now. Hopefully we can win that as well.
It's around this time last year where you guys put an incredible run together. It was about the Dubai break, and then you came back to it. So I'm going to ask you now, is this a moment? Is this where you can turn the momentum and push into the second half of the season?
Yeah, look, I hope so. I think it's important that you always... What I learned from last year is that you need to be there or thereabouts, you know, come this time of the season, and we are at the minute. Look, we need to keep winning games. I think the game on the weekend, we're 2-0 up, we draw 2-2. It's a real kick in the teeth, because we should be seeing that out, but to bounce back tonight and win, it's really positive. Now we go into Wolves, and it's been a tough month, but we keep being positive and we go again.
Cool, calm and collected. Declan, congratulations, man. Enjoy it tonight, brother.
Very difficult January, but they got the job done tonight, Karen. It was a clinical performance in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was professional. You know, the chances that they had, they absolutely took them. I think it was great to see the midfield getting involved and getting on the score sheet. Obviously, JD interviewed Declan Rice at the end. I thought that was quite telling how the managers, you know, put a lot of pressure on them to get into the box at the final third and make an impact, and they did tonight. But overall, it was a very controlled performance, and only 1 point now, and they're pretty much through, and removes 2 games out of the necessary games that they don't want in February.
Yeah, and that was the key, wasn't it, to really kind of seal the deal tonight. I mean, at one point in that first half, it looked like Zagreb could have posed a bit of a threat, but they sort of nullified that in the second half and came back, and in the end managed to just get the job done in the way that Mikel Arteta would have wanted them to.
Yeah, very important. Of course, they're now back into 3rd place, looking comfortable. One more game to negotiate to get into this final 8, which is key. Of course, number of injuries Arsenal have got. Maybe there's a couple of new signings that might turn up, and they'll appreciate a bit more time until, you know, be March before Arsenal play in the Champions League.
Karen's laughing because she knows.
I love that you're praying so hard for some signings.
So maybe that can happen. But actually, tonight, it was interesting because Martinelli, I thought that he had a very good game.
Yeah.
So did Havertz. You know, probably was the man of the match. He had 1 assist, he had 1 goal. Good for their confidence. It almost felt like a training ground game. OK, perfect in front of the fans. Let's get some confidence back. Let's put the ball in the back of the net. And they accomplished that, and they looked more than comfortable. Yes, it got a bit difficult. Start the second half, went a bit flat. 3 substitutions. They addressed that quickly and used the squad members.
Yeah, they certainly did, and that's the key, isn't it, in games like this where you look to sort of seal it against a slightly lesser opposition, and they managed to do that. And they did get off to a great start, though, didn't they? 2 minutes in, Declan Rice with his first ever Champions League goal.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that, and you know, it was a great goal as well. I thought, as we mentioned, Martinelli was really positive. I like how he went on the outside then. Martin's getting a lot of love here, Martin. I've got to tell him.
Martin's a superstar here, I have to tell you. Everywhere you go.
Rice is the superstar.
Yeah, but the timing...
Not as much as you.
The timing of Declan's run, though, is, as you mentioned, it's about not getting in there too early and sensing it, and he absolutely did. Brilliant setback from Kai Havertz, the awareness, and then there's that timing and the clinical finish. But Martin's right, Martinelli was key, good setback. Everything in this goal was perfect for Declan then, and the finish.
It's his patience, isn't it? I think it's more intelligent. There's movement there. You know, sometimes his enthusiasm, he gets there a bit too early there. He's quite measured, and then he can come on to that. He's got time and he's got the technique. This is the thing about